The wind has no substance, but it is a thief. It steals the warmth from their hides, the moisture from their lips, and the courage from their hearts. For 6 days, the band of early humans has moved through a world of grey rock and screaming air. A high pass in the Altai that promises nothing and delivers. They are a flicker of life in a vast, dead diorama of stone. A family of 12 souls bound by hunger and the fading memory of the sun. The old woman, whose face is a roadmap of 100 seasons of prehistory, walks with her head down, her focus narrowed to the heels of her altar ahead. Each step is a calculation of energy spent versus distance gained. Their collective knowledge, a detailed cognitive map etched into generations of memory, has frayed at the edges. They are now walking on a blank space. The lead hunter stalks. The line of weary figures behind him halts as one. A ripple of silent questioning. He kneels, his body a taut bow of sinew and practiced observation. His fingers, calloused and scarred, ghost over an object half buried in the scree. It is a stone frame, a tool, but it is wrong. He knows the heart of flint. The patient process of striking a core to peel away a perfect blade. The Lavaluvi's technique that is the signature of his people. This is different. The flake is heavier, shaped with a brutal economy of force. Yet the edge is still lethally sharp. It was made by a hand that was not his kin. By a thick, powerful hand. He looks up, his gaze sweeping the canyon walls, searching for the ghost who made it. They find more signs as they descend into the shelter of the canyon. A game trail, well used, but the tracks within it are unsettling. A single, clear print in a patch of hardened mud is wider. The arch lower than any foot he has ever seen. Later, they find the remains of a giant elk, its bones piled and split with an unnerving precision. This was no animal kill. The long bones are cracked open for the marrow, the skull broken to get to the brain. These are the marks of a hunter, a rival. The hope that drove them into this unknown valley coalesced into a cold dread. They have not found an empty larder. They have stumbled into another's territory. These mountains, it seems, hold more than one kind of human ancestor. Their vital survival skills are now matched against an unknown intelligence. The question is no longer just where is the food. It is now who is the competition. They make camp in a place born of fear. It is not a home, but a fortress, a shallow overhang high on the canyon wall. Defensible from one direction only. The fire is small, fed with stingy handfuls of dried scrub brush, a sullen orange eye against the crushing dark. It offers little warmth but is a necessary anchor in the vast, unnerving silence. For hours, they sit, listening. The sounds are all wrong, not the familiar noises of the plains they left behind, but the alien acoustics of the canyon, where every gust of wind sounds like a footstep and every falling pebble is a warning. The lead hunter sharpens a spear point not for a beast, but for a person he has never seen. This is a chilling new chapter in the long saga of hominid history. Then, it appears, across the valley, perhaps 1,000 paces away, a second fire blooms. It is not a timid spark like their own, but a confident, roaring blaze that throws dancing shadows against the opposing cliff face. The Sapiens clan freezes. A collective breath is held in 12 chests. The abstract threat now has a hearth. It has a home. This is the profound emotional turning point. The moment a ghost becomes a neighbor. Through the wavering curtain of heat and distance, they see them, figures, broadened, heavy set, move around the light. They are built for this cold, for a life of brutal strength. Their movements are unhurried, imbued with the certainty of a people who know they are the masters of their world. These are archaic humans, a different branch on the great, tangled tree of human evolution. For 2 days, the valley becomes a theater of silent observation. It is a contest of intelligence, a non-verbal duel of anthropology fought across a stony void. The Sapiens watch the others. They see them work a large hide with stone scrapers of a design they do not recognize. They watch one of the massive males, a giant of a man, effortlessly snap the femur of a goat to get at the marrow. But they also see other things. They see a female gently grooming a child, her thick fingers surprisingly deft. They witness an older male sitting apart, slowly grinding red ochre on a flat stone, his purpose unknowable but clearly deliberate. This is not the behavior of simple brutes. It is evidence of complex thought, of symbolic behavior. They are watching a mirror, distorted and strange, but a mirror nonetheless. And they know, with a primal certainty, that the eyes from the other fire are watching them back, with the same mixture of fear, curiosity, and cold assessment. Their own lean frames, their finer tools, their very way of being, are under scrutiny. The two fires burn, each a testament to a unique path of what it means to be human, and the space between them is charged with the terrible weight of the unknown. The breaking point comes on the third day. Driven by the most basic of needs, water, the small supply they carried is gone, and the stagnant pool in their rocky alcove is nearly dry. Thirst gnaws at the youngest child, a small girl of 4 seasons, until instinct overpowers discipline. Before her mother can catch her, she slips away from the camp's meager security, a tiny figure scrambling down the scree slope towards the glittering water. A collective gasp, sharp and cold, cuts through the Sapiens camp. The lead hunter is moving before a second has passed, his spear left behind in a deliberate act of de-escalation. This is not a hunt. It is a recovery. He moves with a fluid grace, his lean Homo sapiens frame built for endurance and speed. But his exposure is total. As he reaches the stream, he sees the other one. The giant Denisovan male, the one they saw grinding ochre, stands on the opposite bank. He has come for water as well, a heavy stone vessel in one hand. For a breathless moment, time stops, to distinct visions of humanity, products of 1,000,000 years of separate human evolution, stand 20 feet apart, separated only by rushing water. The hunter sees the raw power in the Denisovan's frame, the heady brow, the sheer, undeniable strength. The Denisovan sees the hunter's intelligent eyes, the coiled tension in his weary muscles, the fierce, protective glare that needs no language. The small girl whimpers, and it breaks the spell. The hunter scoops her up, his movements slow and deliberate, never breaking eye contact with the giant across the water. He holds his child close, a shield of flesh and bone. This is the crucial test, a sharp point upon which the future of both groups will turn. The Denisovan watches the display of paternal care, his gaze unblinking. He sees not a threat, but a reflection. He sees a father. He gives a slow, almost imperceptible nod, then turns his back and walks away from the stream, his water vessel unfilled. The gesture is clear. This water is yours, for now. This silent negotiation, a coarse subject of anthropology, averts a conflict where there would be no winners. It is a profound act of mutual understanding. The potential for brutal intraspecific competition is diffused by a flicker of shared humanity. A conscious choice to engage in niche partitioning by respecting a temporary boundary. The hunter carries his daughter back up the slope, his heart hammering not with fear, but with a new, humbling awe for the world and its hidden complexities. He knows, and his clan knows, they cannot stay. This valley belongs to another memory, another soil. That evening, they leave, under the cold gaze of unfamiliar stars. The small band of Sapiens melts back into the high passes, their hunger unabated but their understanding of the world irrevocably expanded. They carry with them not a scar of battle, but a memory of a choice. This quiet encounter in a lost valley is a microcosm of a forgotten earth, a world teeming not just with megafauna, but with multiple kinds of intelligent ancient humans. For tens of thousands of years, this was the norm. Our human ancestors were not alone. They shared the planet with other minds, other toolkits, other fires in the night. The decision made at that stream, to see a father instead of a monster, to choose withdrawal over war, was not an anomaly. It was a critical survival strategy in the long, brutal calculus of paleontology. The wisdom to avoid a fight was often more valuable than the strength to win one. We, who are the last humans left, carry the echoes of all those choices, the instinct to form communities, to assess threats, and to sometimes step back from the brink is their legacy. What other ghosts did we meet in the deep past? And what silent bargains did we strike in the shadows, to ensure we were the ones to greet the dawn, alone? I am the chronicler. I watch the embers of the past, so that we may understand the fires of the present. But in the flooded lands of the south, a different kind of mind was learning to carve stories into bone.